Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome one and all to my humble yet slightly messy silver pouring bench. You'll have to excuse the mess, I've been quite busy over the last couple of weeks silver pouring and I just haven't had a chance to really give this board a big old clean and pick up all of these tiny little bits of silver, but I will eventually. But today we're going to be pouring some brand new pieces. We've got the big heart mould out here. I've got a couple of requests from customers for a smooth big heart which will eventually turn into a mirror heart as well as a rippled heart. Also, we have got a brand new mould from Hartsville S 1999, which is a big eagle bar mould, so hopefully that should look really cool. And then the last piece which I'm going to pour today is a sneak peek at a very cool product which I'm making, which will come out probably in mid-June. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the mould today. But you'll find out a lot more about that in due course, so make sure you stick around and catch that. Now, some of you asked for a bit of an extended tour and view of the silver pouring bench, and here it is. You can see very much we're a kitchen counter, kitchen table business here in the Backyard Bullion household. There's my oven, so that means this is my kitchen hob. This is where I do the majority of my silver pouring, especially when the weather is not so clement. Sometimes when the weather is nice, I actually can pick up this entire MDF board, take it outside and pour. But Mrs. Backyard Bullion is not so keen on the fact that I have this giant board here in the kitchen, but nevertheless we take it up at the end of the day and move it out of the way so we get our kitchen back. That's one of the advantages of that. But one day, hopefully, I will have a very nice workshop area where I can do all of my silver pouring without disrupting the kitchen. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the tour. I'm going to jump back onto the proper tripod camera and we'll have a look at the pieces as I make them. Okay, so the first piece we're going to make today is a big chunky ripple heart. This is a special request, and it's a very special request which you'll see more of maybe in a few weeks time. I'm not going to tell you everything about it today, but it's a very special heart which I'm making, so hopefully this will turn out really nice. Of course, if it doesn't, I will re-pour it, but here we go. Wish me luck. Well, you can't ask for much more than that. That's a really pretty looking heart. Oh, I'm very happy with that. Sometimes you never quite know what's going to happen with the silver, whether it's going to be a good pour or a not so good pour, but that one has turned out brilliantly. Now I'm going to be very careful and get this out of the mould on camera because I don't want to risk damaging it or anything, because that looks absolutely brilliant. So that's the first one. We're going to come back in a minute and pour a smooth version. Right, so the second piece we're going to make is a smooth heart, which will eventually turn into a mirror finish heart. Now to do that, we need to have as smooth a finish as possible. So whilst the blowtorch is on right now, I'm about to turn it off. Make sure the mould is nice and hot. That's one thing which is a really important tip to anybody looking to pour into graphite moulds. You're going to get a much better bottom of the piece that you're making if the mould is as hot as possible. You're unlikely to get sort of air pocketing or just general disruption on the bottom of a piece. So get it nice and hot, and then I'm going to turn it off and we're going to pour it in now. So hopefully this one will come out nice and smooth. Obviously I'm not going to tap the mould either because that would create ripples. So you can see there will be some like rippling on the silver as it goes through, but I will be doing a lot of hand sanding on this piece when it is all done and ready. So obviously it's going to go up for hallmarking first. I don't think I'm going to do lots of sanding on it before it goes up to hallmarking, because on the off chance it comes back and it's properly damaged or something like that, it wouldn't just wouldn't make sense to do that. So that's a pretty good one though. That's nice and smooth. That shouldn't have too much time needed to kind of, you see there'll be slight indents here where the silver was cooling just last, so that will take a little bit of time to sand out, but nothing too much. So that looks good. Hopefully that will end up looking really nice as a mirrored heart, and I'll share some photos of that down the line when it's all done. So the next piece we are going to be making is going to be this one, I think. Yes, and as if by magic it's there, and it's already been having some pre-warming sitting underneath the big heart mould. Might be a bit difficult for you to tell, in fact I've got it the wrong way around I think, but this is a big eagle, and it's an eagle bar made by Hartsville S 1999. So recharge the furnace, be back with you in a moment. Okay, the next piece is the Hartsville S 1999 Eagle Bar. Really like the look of this when I saw it on his eBay page. I'll put a link down below to his eBay listings. Lots of really high quality molds. I've had lots of him in the past, and bless him, he was a really kind and generous soul because he chucked in an additional Kit Kat bar mold into my package. So I don't know if that was a mistake, but if it wasn't, thank you very much, Hartsville S. I really do appreciate that. Now this is going to be an interesting one to pour for a couple of reasons. One, it's got a lot of detail on it, which is always going to be interesting to see if the silver covers it all and actually fills all the nooks and crannies. And also it's a very shallow mould as well. If you look at it, it is actually quite shallow. So I'm going to be probably struggling with this one, if I'm being honest. I'll be amazed if I get it the very first time. This is the very first time I've poured into the mould, so I don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully it'll work. Only one way to find out, really. Oh, that worked quite well actually, and that is a very pretty ripple pattern as well. I mean, my top tip I suppose for that kind of mould is just to make sure your silver's hot enough, because if it's not, it'll solidify quite quickly, and then of course it won't fill the whole mould. So hopefully that's filled everything. There's only really one way to find out if it has or not, and that's to tip this out and find out if it comes out nice and easily, of course, because some of these won't come out easily if they've got lots of high detail on them. I think this is going to be one of them, so let's just hang fire and see if it can come out. Now that's not going to come out that easily, so I'm going to do it off camera, but I'll show you at the end. Actually, I thought I'd show it to you now because it actually came out really quickly. So I put a cut in there, and then I went to pick up the mould and it came out really easily. So there it is, look at that, that came out really well. And I'm going to probably antique this piece up to make it look even more special. So I will show that in all its glory when it's all finished, so make sure you stick around. Now the last piece we're going to pour is a super secret piece, and I'm going to get the mould out here and show you, but then I will jump to actually pouring it. So this is what we're going to be pouring into. Now I know that doesn't look like much, and you're thinking, what on earth am I going to be making? There's only one way to find out, and that is to subscribe to my channel, because this is a super secret project. I'm giving some Easter eggs about this along the way, but I will be sharing more about what's inside this mould in the future. Now I am going to pour something in there, so hang fire. When the silver's hot, we'll find out a little bit more about it. Okay, so here we are with the last final piece. Now, as I said, this is a little bit of an Easter egg, a little bit of a sneak peek of what is to come over the next couple of weeks. If you want to find out more about this, hit the subscribe button, because I will be doing more videos and reveals as I go through production of this really cool piece. I'm very happy with it. It's one I've wanted to make for a long time. Some of you might already know what it's about or have guessed what it might be about, but if you haven't, hit the subscribe button and you will find out more over time. So, wish me luck. Here we go. Okay, doesn't look like much, but trust me, there's something very cool inside this mould. Well, actually it's very hot at the moment, but it's something very cool indeed. So thank you so much for joining me at the silver pouring bench today. If you enjoyed this video, please put a thumbs up on it and share it around on your social media. And if you want to see more silver pouring videos like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the alarm bell, and you get a notification when I upload future videos. Otherwise, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.